Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today I'm going to share with you a Goodwill Thrift Haul. First I'm going to share with you the items that I'm keeping for myself, and then I'll get into the items I picked up for resale in my Etsy shop. I do have a link to my Etsy store in the description menu below. If you guys happen to see anything you're interested in, you can definitely go ahead and check that out. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is this really cool Donald Duck mug, and I'm not going to use it for that. I'm actually going to use it for my pens, for to hold pens on my desk. I thought that'd be really fun. I have a little bit of a Donald Duck collection going on. I've been seeing a lot of them lately. I don't know if I just opened up some kind of a vortex there because I've been talking about it, but he was only $2, and I'm not huge into Disney, but I've always had a thing for Donald Duck. I just always found him to be quite funny and maybe a little bit relatable, honestly. So I got that. And I did look at the Christmas items. I found this one piece here. It's a beautiful gold church. It is a candle holder. I do not use candles myself, but I can probably pick up one of those flameless ones is what I probably am going to do. And it has a little bit of patina to it, so I'm not sure the exact age of it, but it's definitely a little bit older, at least the 80s or 90s likely. And it's a very kind of fragile, very easy to bend metal, so it's pretty delicate, but I really like it. I think it'll pair really well with my vintage decor, and I've really been getting into decorating with some gold accents, so I thought this was great, and I only paid $1 for it. And then I checked out the book section. I didn't find much there. I glanced through I found that Kurt Cobain book, which I'm kind of bummed I didn't get, but they had it priced $5, and normally their books are $3 or less, so I just felt like they were overcharging for some reason, and I was a little bit offended. To be honest, I was like, no, that should be $3. So I did not get that. I kind of would have liked to check it out, but honestly, I don't have that much time to read those kind of books, so it's probably for the best. Maybe I'll see it in the future, right? But I did look into the cookbooks, and I found this one. I was kind of intrigued by it. It seemed different. It kind of had, initially I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's kind of like 1950s housewife-ish. What's this about? It's called I Like You by Amy Sedaris, Hospitality Under the Influence. And I'm assuming she's some type of a comedian. I'm not familiar with her, but I read a few of the pages and they're very very meant to be humorous. And they're a little bit, I don't know if crude is the word, but they're a little bit on the adult humor side for sure. It seems to be like it's going to be a fun read. It has a bunch of tips and recipes in it, and she kind of talks about how to host parties in your home. She likes to host a lot of parties and have fun, but she doesn't get into the extravagantness of everything. Definitely likes to make it a little bit more simple but still fun, and she gets it down to the detail to just have the best parties. So I used to do a lot of hosting. I threw this one really epic Kentucky Derby party before I had kids and a few other ones, but since kids, do you guys, once you had kids, did you really entertain that much? It's difficult. Maybe as they get a little bit older in life, we could do stuff like that again, but it's definitely going to be a fun read, and I think hospitality is definitely something everyone should try to do. It's always good to be hospitable towards, family and friends, and keep those relationships solid. So thought that would be a fun one there. I did look into the records, and normally I don't see a whole lot that I like. They typically have classical or old country music. And I do kind of like both those genres. I'm not, too picky about music. Those two genres just happen to be something I can't listen to for very long, however. So I definitely have to be in the right mood or mindset to listen to those. I found a few that seemed kind of interesting. And the first one here I listened to today was The Fiddler on the Roof, and this is from the Broadway play musical, and I really like the If I Were a Rich Man song. That one's fun, and the Matchmaker's pretty fun as well. My kids kind of enjoy dancing around to this one, so this was definitely a keeper for us. So that one was $2 there. And then I picked up a couple of Conway Twitty records. Now, my family has been in a country band my whole life, my dad and his cousins and my uncle. And my uncle sang a lot of Conway Twitty songs, and he passed away about 5 years ago now, and every time I see Conway Twitty, it always reminds me of him. So I definitely wanted to check these out. Now, I am familiar with some of these songs, but some, most of them I wasn't, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to listen to. This one here has Pure Love with Eddie Rabbit, which I like that song, and what's the other song I know on this that I like? I See the Want To in Your Eyes, that's a good one as well, so I got that one there, and this one I don't think I had too many on that I knew. Papa Top, I think, is the only one I knew, but got those, and those are only $2 a piece as well, which is a fair price. I think $2 for vinyl is a very good price. And then the last one I picked up is this 50 Happy Years of Disney Favorites. I believe this came out in 1973. It does have 2 records in it. We played this one today as well. And Disney has a certain sound that I'm not super into. I can't get into that. I know a lot of people like it, but it's not for me, really. There's a few songs that I enjoyed. My kid's favorite out of all these was the Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf, which I think is really fun as well. And that's the Three Little Pigs. It's one of their favorite bedtime stories lately. We have to say it to them about every night now, so they definitely enjoyed that one. And I liked the Bare Necessities is a good one. There's a little issue towards the end of that album, though, when they were playing Bare Necessities, a little bit of a broken record, repeating of what they were saying, so that was unfortunate. I don't know if there's something you can do, like wiping it down. I don't know if it's like just a food particle or hair, or if it's a scratch. I'm not really sure what causes that and if it can be fixed, but that was the only issue that was actually on the records, and they're a little bit scratched up, so I was surprised that was really the only thing. And I don't know if there's anything else I really liked. The other song I kind of liked was the Chim Chim Cherie. I always thought that song was Chim Chimney. I've never seen Mary Poppins before, so that's probably why Cherie's probably in it, maybe, I don't know. But I like that song as well. That one was pretty fun. It's the soundtrack with Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews, so this was definitely cool. I'll show you the graphics inside of this because that is one of the favorite things about it for me, really. Since I don't really enjoy the music that much of Disney, but I do think the images are quite nice. So we got this really nice picture of Mickey and Minnie over here. We have Snow White. This is a little bit ripped, unfortunately, but it's still cool. We got Pinocchio. This is a really nice image of Bambi that definitely could be framed. It's a little bit torn on the bottom, but not too serious. And then we have Peter Pan and Dumbo. We got Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland. I wish the Alice in Wonderland one was all on one page because that would have been a fun one for me. I would have framed that. And then the Three Little Pigs. This one I think I might borrow. Well, I might have to frame that for my boys since that is their favorite story right now. I think they'll enjoy that, so I think I am just gonna snag that out of this. And then we got It's a Small World, The Jungle Book, and Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh is actually part of the cardboard that's built in there, so you couldn't frame that one really. I mean, I suppose you could, but then you would rip out the part that holds the records. Yeah, I thought this was pretty fun for $2, so definitely a good find there. The last thing I picked up for myself, you guys saw in the thrift along with me, was that, I guess it's a plant stand. It was only $3. Let's see if I can get it in frame here. It's kind of large. But the coolest thing about it is this side here, like the design to it and this little emblem here. It's almost like not really a starburst, but I guess that's what I'll call it. And it needs to be spray painted. It definitely has some patina to the gold, and I'm not a huge fan of the look of it. I could either spray paint it the gold, or I'm kind of thinking of doing a fun color on it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any ideas on what color I should spray paint this. I don't know. I was kind of thinking maybe yellow or maybe a teal, or maybe just something that would be a little bit more neutral for year-round that would go with Christmas decor, so maybe just gold. But yeah, for $3, I thought that was a great find and definitely an easy fix. Okay, so we can hop into the items I'm going to be reselling for profit on Etsy. The first thing I picked up was Gertrude the Goose. This is a cute little soap dish, and I'm not sure if I've ever seen the Bluebell Goose with a bonnet on it. Okay, sorry, I'm easily amused. A bonnet on it and the holding the little basket, so I thought that was super cute. This is from 1986, put out by Andre Richard Incorporated, and it is made in Japan, so super fun. Anytime I see good condition blue bow goose, you guys know I pick them up and adopt them, and I try to resell them, and someday it'll be a thing again. So hopefully someone will enjoy this and want this for their kitchen. I think it'd be super cute. It's a great color for most kitchens, so hopefully somebody wants it. If not, it's mine, I guess. They also had another blue bow goose here, but this one is just the standard one that I usually see. This one was $2. It's this really cute glass lidded jar, and likely from the 1980s here. I will have to take the tape off and hopefully it's not chipped anywhere. It didn't seem like it was, but you know, you never know with Goodwill. Sometimes when I take the tape off, I'm surprised at the condition. So hopefully, as long as it's in good condition, it'll be up and available in my Etsy shop. And I think it's a perfect size for the kitchen. So it's very cute. Be nice for a little sugar bowl or something along that line. So very, very cute. And of course, this likely came from the same kitchen. Someone was getting rid of their 1980s decor finally. I don't know why. I think if I already had that theme, I would keep it, but I think it's super cute. This would actually pair super nice. You could buy both of these. They look great together. And I feel like this is called the Country Hearts pattern. I can't for the life of me think of what this is. It looks very similar to the Corel and Corningware, is it called Forever Yours pattern, I think. And if not, it definitely would go well with that. It is a heart-shaped pattern. Now, yeah, I think this again would be really great. I'm trying to think what you could use them both for. If you use sugar in one, I guess you could use the powdered creamer in this, or it'd be really fun to put in a hot cocoa bar. Maybe you can do marshmallows and some little peppermints or something. I don't know. I think it'd be cute though. They definitely all pair very well together with the little Gertrude Goose soap dish, which they probably all came from the same home would be my guess. I could not resist this adorable cow hook. I paid $1 for him, or her, I guess it's a her. And you could use this for keys, obviously, or dog leashes. And you know what? It'd actually be really cute if you put this in your kitchen. You could put your aprons on it. I think that would work. It'd be super fun. So if you do like a kind of country or farmhouse theme and you want a little kitsch in your kitchen, I definitely think this would be a fun find. I think I can probably sell it for around $16.99-ish and include free shipping in it. So it'd be a fun little addition to somebody's kitchen, I'm sure. This might be my favorite find of the day. I just really love it. I think it's so fun. It looks 1960s, but it's 1980 something. What did it say? 1984. And it is a little Scottie Dog, which is super vintage, super vintage symbol. Like Scottie Dogs were very popular in vintage decor. I love the brilliant yellow on this, and I guess the kind of grid does remind me of the 80s, really. This isn't in the best condition, unfortunately. It does have a little bit of denting on the sides, some scratch and wear issues. It is dirty. I gotta clean it up to see exactly what the damage is. Overall, it's in really, you still got the gist of the beauty here, and I think someone's definitely gonna enjoy it. I was considering hanging on to it, but I don't really have a place for it, honestly, so I think I'm gonna let it go. So I'm not one to typically buy salt and pepper shakers. I feel like a lot of people just buy the pre-made, I guess that's what you call them, I don't really know what to say, the ones you can get in the grocery store that are already good to go and they just have the salt and pepper in them and you just use that, right? I feel like that's what most people do. So I don't normally get them, but I've bought a couple today because I thought they were really nice and they're something I would use myself. So the first one I got was this pair here. I think it was $2 for the set. These are vintage by Etsy standards. They're from 1998 and I thought these are gorgeous. They're a really nice size. So you can use this at, while you're cooking, or you can transfer them to your table if anyone likes a little extra salt and pepper on their food. I don't really do that, but I usually just use it by the stove. So these are put up by Westwood. They're My Garden by Carrie Sutter. And the really cool thing about these are we have a tomato and eggplant on the front, but on the back sides, they have recipes. Isn't that fun? So this has eggplant casserole, and then this one is Mediterranean tomato sauce. So I thought that was super fun. I've always been really into the pie plates that have the recipes, and I've recently seen the salad bowls that have the salad recipes. So of course I was going to grab these, right? So I think these will sell. I think they'll do pretty well. And I'm not huge into eating eggplant. That's my only thing that I'm kind of like, well, I feel weird having a salt and pepper shaker with a food I don't like on it. So if it was a different vegetable, I likely would have kept these. I'm pretty sure these will sell well though. The next set is a vintage 1980 Avon salt and pepper shakers, and these are really fun as well. They're very in tune with the garden theme. I wonder if these also came from the same household. It definitely seems, you know, to be on point. I don't know why they would have needed 2 sets of shakers, but some people do. And these are fun. So the salt one says salt, but then it has it listed out all the different salts there are, like celery salt, onion, curried onion, kosher, dill, rosemary, herb, like it just goes on and on. So it's really fun. And then it has really nice images. There's like a fish and celery, onion, lemon, stuff like that. So they're really nice. The pepper one has bell pepper, cayenne, serrano, pasilla, I don't know what pasilla is, Fresno, chili pepper, etc., etc. And then it has all the little pepper graphics around the, you know, sides here. These just seem to be in really good condition for 1980, and they possibly were never used. So definitely think these will sell. They usually go for about $14 to $18, so I would expect to get the same. I've been trying to cut back a little bit on the figurines because I have quite a few now. It seems to be my go-to thing, and I just wanted to take a break. But I did find one thing I couldn't not get. So it's the set of elephants here with the trunks up, which means it's lucky, right? And they're kind of this milk glass. It's like a white milk glass. And they have these really bright orange, kind of neon and gold colors. I just thought they were really different. I've never seen elephants that color before. And I thought someone would think that was fun, that like to collect elephants. So they're actually $3 a piece, so I paid up a little bit for them, but they're very unique and in pretty good condition. I didn't really see any major issues on them. So I will be listing these up in my Etsy, so hopefully somebody can enjoy these. This next thing I paid $4 for, and what it is a vintage Anchor Hawking hobnail moonstone opalescent candy dish or nut dish. I initially, when I was looking at it in the store, because this looks like a spout, right? And I was kind of thinking, why would it have a spout on it? And I just assumed it might have been for gravy or something along that lines. But I have talked to some of you guys and we all have agreed it's not for gravy. And it is some type of a candy dish. And I think what they're actually doing, I think it's actually heart-shaped. You guys see that? So I think that is why it has what appears to be a spout, but it's actually heart-shaped. And I would assume if you put nuts in it, you know how it's kind of gross if you have them just like sitting out and everyone's always like grabbing it. So you kind of could pour them out and just pour the nuts into your hand, which is a little nicer. So maybe that's why they did it as well, if it was for nuts actually. So this is very nice, and I believe they started making these in around the 1940s. I'm not sure the exact age of this piece, but it definitely could be from the 40s to around the 1960s would be my best guess. And I think it's beautiful. I love how it just has that slight white opalescent edge on it. Very, very pretty. So that also will be up and available in my Etsy shop. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit that like if you did. Let me know in the comments below what item I picked up today that was your favorite. And stay tuned for another Goodwill Thrift Along with me on my channel tomorrow. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.